Hello everyone and welcome. This is a little flash game called Sinjid that I was recommended. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead, play it and get some stuff done. So I've played just a tiny bit just to see what the game is like, and I think I like it so far. So we're just gonna go in as a warrior in normal mode. There are some ways you can cheese a lot of the fights, and if I were to play on hard, I would just cheese a lot of the fights. And I don't think that makes for a very entertaining let's play, so instead I'm gonna play normal mode, but I'll be able to play without having to cheese a lot of stuff. So the story for this game, let's just say that I personally think that whoever wrote this story doesn't know that much about writing. He just knows about some stories he has read at some point and was like, okay, let's do something that I read in some other story. And that's about everything there is to the story. So basically you're like some prisoner called Sinjid, and he's gonna tell you about what you've done to become a prisoner and why he needs you suddenly. Apparently there was a really skilled shinobi, the Sensei Fujin, and apparently we killed him, but we didn't kill him. And that's the entire story. And then now he tells us our tragic backstory, because we have gotta have a tragic backstory, obviously. More exposition here. You see all that exposition? There were witnesses. Oh, that's bad. We're gonna find out, I think, at some point if it was actually us or not. So he's gonna be like, oh, since you killed the sensei, that means that you must be pretty fucking awesome. So I guess we need you in our army. That's what he's saying right here. So we're gonna infiltrate with nothing but, well, some normal ass clothes and a little knife. It's not even a sword, it's just an oversized knife, I guess. And I guess we can prove our innocence by, or not innocence, but rather prove ourselves worthy, showing them that we actually do have a use. So, let's go, guys. What I meant with that exposition at the start, you know what? You know when you see a character, and you're like, okay, we need to introduce this character. The viewer or the writer, or the reader or whatever, they need to know who this character is. So we need to somehow get across who this character is in their backstory. So what do? And here it's just like the guy comes up to you and he's like, hey, weren't you that orphan that got raised by this guy, and then you got trained by him, and then you killed him, apparently, because there's witnesses, even though you deny it, and then you've been in jail for 7 years. So, okay, now we know the character, but that's... that was a really stupid way of introducing him, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It says use spacebar here to talk, but sometimes it doesn't actually work, and I have no idea why. So don't worry, guys. In case you've forgotten that we killed the sensei, pretty much every single person we're gonna meet to after this point, it's like, actually I think the only NPC who doesn't, will remind us that that's in fact the thing we did. Apparently. So this is a scout who's gonna help us on a lot of these missions and just tell us something about the mission. For example, right here it's like, okay, there's a guy coming up and he's like the boss, and if he turns red, then you need to be careful. So yeah. So how combat works, you just go left and right, you can jump, you can duck. Ducking is also a block, and you have your little bar down there with stuff on it. You can select your abilities, you can select some hotkey. Let me actually pump up the graphics just a tiny bit, yeah. I'm not gonna put on full screen because that would actually make it a little bit harder to do stuff. I think also. Oh, okay. I need to change my keyboard from QWERTY to QWERTY because one of the buttons is C, and obviously it's next to X, which is inventory. So next to X on my keyboard there's a Y and not a Z, so I had to change it to QWERTY right there. Oh, I didn't actually hit him. So how warrior works is you just have a bunch of fairly simple attack moves at the start. Oh, this should be better. Oh, this is way better. There's a lot of dragging and dropping in this game. And you have your skills. I'm gonna get this. So my regular attacks is just a heavy strike, which is just an attack. It's nothing more. You just spam this. And then you have your slam, which is 5-second cooldown. And what it does, it does a ton of damage, and it interrupts casting, which is good. So if you see a caster, I might want to use it on that guy. But I might not have to. Also, stuns in this game are pretty fucking powerful. So I took a skill that every few seconds, my next attack will stun the enemy. And that's really good. And I'm gonna be maxing that skill right away, which is the Brutal Advantage. And I said before that you can cheese stuff in this game. Brutal Advantage is the stuff that you can use to easily cheese stuff. Because what you do is, you can stun someone and run away. And then just run in circles until your stun is coming back up. Because it's only level 1, it takes a long time for my stun to come back. Like 20 seconds or something. Watch the time, guys. That's my stun. Bonk. And now I can do some more damage. And in between, while I'm running away, I could also, like, just either block when I see he reaches me, or I think there's some skills to move fast as well, or you can use a healing potion, stuff like that, so you can just kite him all over the place and not have to worry about anything. And now I'm getting messaged on Skype. But yeah, let me turn Skype down. I'm going to be putting more skill points into that Brutal Advantage. And I got a key from that guy, so I'm going to go back and see. By the way, I need to check my timer. I didn't actually put my timer on screen. I got the key for this chest, and this got lederhosen. Very good, very good. By the way, a lot of the armor stuff in this game is part of a set. So for example, we got the bandit hat, which is part of the bandit set. And we also got the brute script, which is also part of that. So we got this 2 set bonus, which is 3 strength, and if we get another one, we get this 3 set bonus for 3 vitality. Nothing too important, but there might be some really good sets later on. I haven't actually played that much of this game, like maybe like 2 hours. Wait, not even 2 hours, 15 minutes or something. It goes very quick. After the best. That's set, not part of the bandit set. Whatever. You level so fast in the beginning. Finally got a Brutal Advantage, level 3, and we should have that in time for the boss who is coming up. Whoops. I missed. That's okay, because we just got a stun. Sometimes when it comes to jumping or moving very quickly, you can easily get to the wrong side of something, and it's a bit awkward. Especially since blocking doesn't work anymore, because you have to block from the right side. The stun of this little guy here, I really don't bother with it because he doesn't do that much damage, so I just eat the stun and be like, ah, whatever, just stun me, I don't care. I got the first boss coming up. And we have gotten the info that we should not do anything and run away from him when he's red. So you can see right there that the hitboxes in this game are not really hitboxes, it's just like if an enemy strikes and you're anywhere near his front, you get hit. Even if you're in high above him, if you're like right next to him, like on the back side of his blade, it doesn't matter. Or if you're like 2 meters away, if an enemy attacks, it will hit you no matter what you do. Like you saw that guy was chasing me, I was jumping, I was in the air and he attacked and it hit me, because whenever an enemy attacks, it hits you no matter what. Which is really stupid and it sucks, but I guess we just have to deal with that. So coming up, I think I'm actually gonna get this because I want the heavy armor, and after that, more importantly, the Avenger. That's what I'm looking for. So this right here just makes my potions better, but I really don't care. This is heavy armor, which makes it so you take way less damage, but it also decreases your movement speed. I really don't care about that either. But more importantly, down here, when we get hit, we have a chance to get us like a buff that makes it so our next attack does insane damage. And I really like that. I really like that. Let's start timing again. We didn't actually waste that much time. Isn't that great? However, I think it's about time we call it a part right here. See you guys next time.